YouTube, Unity Schools All Students Association. Facebook, Pro Unitate. Instagram, USOSA Online 2. Please follow us, share, like, subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for liking our page. Thank you for subscribing. I would just like to start recognitions now while we wait to start. Nneoma. Nneoma. I need a pen. David. All right. Thank you, everyone. I would like to recognize the presence of our former BOT chairperson in the person of Mr. Uyi Akpata, please. I'd like to recognize the presence of another BOT member with us, Senior Safia. Senior Safia. FGC Bakori, Senior FGC Worry. I'd like to recognize the former interim committee chairperson in the person of Senior Ayo Joseph, please. FGC Worry. Because people are always sitting together every event. FGC Lorry, please let's appreciate him. Thank you, sir, for all that you do for you, sir. Thank you very much. You see the way your school, they were almost going to fight me. I didn't. Thank you, sir. Recognizing the presence of the global president of FGC Sokoto, Senior Mike Chukwu. Please, a round of applause for him. Global President FGC Boko, Senior Chide Omali, please. Senior Uche Orazulike Noli. Global President FGC Idoani OSA, Senior Alex. BOT member, Honorable Abdurrahman Shaibu, FGC Meduguri. Please, a round of applause for him. Immediate past President General of USOSA, Sir Lawrence Wilbert. I see you, sir. It's good to see you, sir. I'd like to recognize leaders of USOSANs and the cities, starting from our city host, USOSANs resident in Abuja, Nana Ude, FGC Okigwe, please. Let's appreciate him. Deputy Leader, USOSANs resident in Port Harcourt, Senior Oka Igwe, FGC Okigwe as well. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. I'd like to recognize the presence of Global President FGGC Bauchi, Madam MP Ibrahim FSI. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Team. I'd like to recognize the Global President, FGC Kaduna, by Senior Sheikh Gambo, please. Thank you, sir. Very warmly, I would like to recognize the presence of the team lead, USOSANs in Zamfara State, and also the head of service, Alhaji Yakubu Hadera. FGC Kano, celebrate your own, please. I'd like to also recognize the presence of Global Vice President FGC Kano, Hajia Nafisatu Waziri. Is seated? You're welcome, ma'am. Joining us this morning from Federal Ministry of Education is the USOSA Desk Officer, Mrs. Dorothy Ozemena. Please, let's appreciate her, please. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. The representative of Global President FGC Wukari, Mr. Henry Joro. The VP1, FGC Wukari. Are you here? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I would like to quickly recognize the members of USOSA ESCO that are present here, starting from the USOSA Legal Advisor, Dubem Anene. FGGC Boko, please celebrate her. Also here is the Secretary General of USOSA, Kingsley Chidi Anene, FGC Warri. Please let's celebrate him. The Treasurer of USOSA, Adil Adamu Haman, FGC Meduguri. We have the Financial Secretary, Favor Sabo Michael, FGGC Yola. I have the Assistant Publicity Secretary, Nneoma Ofodile, FGGC Benin. I have the Publicity Secretary, USOSA, Chioma Aninwe, FGGC Abuloma. Thank you very much. I have the honor of recognizing the Vice President General of USOSA, Barrister Chinedu Amure, FGGC Bakori. Thank you, ma'am. In our midst is the President General of USOSA, FGC Jos USOSA. Let's celebrate Mr. Mike Magaji. And the very busy Welfare Secretary. She's somewhere around. I wanted to introduce her when I see her. Uzamaka Akban, FGC Okigwe. Please, let's celebrate her. She's somewhere. Thank you very much. Global President, FGC Obomosho, Akin Onifade. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I see you. Thank you very much. Representing the Global President, FGGC Benin, is Dr. Uzi. She is the Abuja chapter chairperson, president. Thank you very much. To be assisting me in comparing today is the Assistant Publicity Secretary, Nneoma Ofodile. You'll be hearing our voices today. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Are you happy to be here? You don't sound like you're excited to be here. Benin, if you're happy to be here, let me hear your voice. Bakori, if you're happy to be here, let me hear your voice. Boko, are you tired? Boko, are you tired? Can we see your voice, Boko? Kano, if you're happy to be here, can I hear your voice? Is Sokoto here? Nice one. Can we celebrate Sokoto?
1, 2, check 2. 1, 2.
If you're all happy to be here, can I hear your voices? So while we are waiting to start the event proper, I think one of the things that we should do to engage ourselves is tell our stories, because nobody tells our stories better than us. For me, I went to Federal Government Girls College, Benin, and I remember my first experience of drinking Gary, because my parents didn't buy Gary for me. And as I got to school, someone asked me, did you bring Gary to school? And I said, no, that we don't drink such in my house. Only for me to find out that it was a staple for schools. And it has become a staple that has stayed with me. And you know, a lot of us have experiences from our schools. I don't know if anyone is ready to share. I would actually like to hear from our ancestors, because they seem to have had the best of experience when we were in school. And you know, I remember one of our biggest mommy in FGC Benin, Senior Asst, class of 78. You know, she used to tell us stories of how they would go on a train journey from one part of Nigeria to the other part of Nigeria with Miss Speller, getting experiences. And, you know, for me, I think the greatest experience I had in my own time was the Festival of Arts, when we had the opportunity to express the Nigerian culture. So is there anyone that is willing to share their experience from when they were in school? Or should I bring the mic to you? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the mic to you. So if the mic comes to you, know that you're about to tell me some story from school. So please, start thinking. So can I start with you? Can I start with you, sir? Please.
Okay.
I'll drop here, then you go and pass. Right.
Please, there will be no protest this morning. Let's calm down. So, my name is Francis Obi, Federal Government College of Bomosho, 83 set, and former global president. So, since you have said we should tell some stories, I want to tell a story of my experience in school. And I always share it with a lot of people.
Can everybody mute
I got to
so we can
Ogbomoso.
listen to what they're saying?
And during the first rain, when I was there, it rained heavily. And for those of you who are not Ajebotas, a lot of termites were flying. And I was looking at them, but everybody was pretending as if they didn't know what they were. So everybody was forming.
So we did like this. You are
But
going
me,
to
I grew up with my grandparents.
I was worried
So
to worry from
I
it.
used to eat
So me and you
termites.
are just
And I was wondering, why can people be wasting this kind of very nutritious delicacy? So, by the next rain,
come on,
Please, can you
there were
mute
so
yourself,
many,
please,
I
so we
just
can
saw
listen
some
to
junior
what
students who were loafing around. Where are you doing? You're supposed to be in class. Punishment. Go and get a bucket of water. So they got water, began to pick those termites and put inside. That was the punishment. So they picked so many, and at the end of the day, I told them to bring them to me. I took out the water, took out the termite. Then I went to the kitchen. Please don't say that was where bribery and corruption started. Because I had to go and meet the head cook. And I said, I wanted to fry the termite. I went to the kitchen. She looked at me and said, I said, please help me. She said, okay.
Mr. Abel, good morning. Can you
Go
please
back
mute
to
yourself?
the
Mr.
hostel.
Abel.
You know, the termite has a very sweet aroma, and you will smell it. So people who were pretending started drawing near, and they were coming. I thought they said they didn't know anything about this termite, and everybody was now asking. So I was giving them small. Now, by the next rain, you know, the street lights were on poles. So people were, this is my pole, this is my pole. People were holding poles and they were collecting termites. And then you got to the kitchen, there was a long queue. I'll fry after you, I'll fry after you. And that became, I'm telling you, so every rain, people were holding poles. So now, if I didn't start that, maybe for a very long time, people would have been pretending they don't know what termite was. But I was bold, and I said, you know what? I'm going to eat this. And that was my experience with termite in Obomosho.
And that's the USOSA spirit. We change culture wherever we find ourselves. Bida, are you here? Bida, are you here? Bauchi, are you here? Medugri, are you here?
I know you'll be here. Because yesterday you were everywhere. I know today you'll be everywhere. How are you?
Okay, Bida, it's as if you have a story to tell.
Yeah, I didn't come, but
Bida,
I
tell
couldn't come
us your
yesterday.
story.
I wanted to come, but I know today you were. I didn't see you advertise them. I know.
Good morning, everyone. My story in FGGC
Where did you make I
Please, can you mute yourself, Mr. Ida, please?
was getting
I'm
into
looking
the
for the
train.
link.
I've
Yeah,
never entered a train before.
Please mute yourself. We cannot hear
When
anything.
I got my admission, we had to take the train. And then when we got to Mina, we looked all lost. I could liken my life then to Eze go to school. Who write Eze go to school? I was with my box. My daddy carried my bag. And then we looked so lost. And we are just looking like lost children. And then we kept asking parents, which school? FGC Mina. Which school? FGC Mina. Until I found the first FGGC bidder. Luckily for us, we became 4. And then we took out a bus to school. Then when we got to school, you know, when you're from this little Ajabota environment, we were expecting people to carry our boxes. They said no. Right there from the gate, they opened our box. And we are even flinging out some things. You can't take this to school. You can't take this to school. I knew I was in trouble. I go to school with Yetunde Maja go to me. Ngozi Onyabo and Sefi Momo. Out of the 4 of us, only 3 graduated from the school. Sefi did not survive because the environment was harsh. Now we seniors like Ayodele Bantale. When you see Ayodele Bantale coming, she was even feared more than the principal. That was our labor prefect. We woke up before morning bell. Because in our brain, when you're sleeping, you have to set the alarm in your brain. But the beauty of it, it made us the women we are today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing your story. Chioma, over to you.
Thank you very much, APS. Very warmly, I'd like to recognize the presence of the Global President of FGC Kotebene, Mrs. Ifeinwa Morin Esien Akban. She here, freshly minted Global President. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us.
Right. Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in a few minutes. We want everybody to settle in. Thank you.
Thank you, Global President FGC Mina. Honorable Dr. Bature Usman, thank you for joining us. Thank you, sir. I see you. Thank you very much. I would like to respectfully and very warmly recognize the presence of our keynote speaker for the day, Professor Onyebuchi Chukwu. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Thank you. FGC Sokoto, celebrate your own, please. Thank you.
Right, after yesterday's activities session, I'm surprised that we still have a lot of our senior ones early here this morning. We appreciate you. Right. We also want to thank everyone who's been part of all the planning as we're about to start. Can we all please rise as we take the national anthem?
Hello, DJ, are you a Nigerian?
That's the USOSA anthem, which we are very proud of.
The national anthem, please.
I'm sure he wasn't the DJ from yesterday, so
anyway,
I'm surprised.
all of us went to Federal Unity College, so we will not allow any DJ disrupt us from what we already know. Can we sing it? Thank you for being patriotic Nigerians. Please, let's go. 1, 2, go. Nigeria, we our own dear native land. Though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle, honored, and this we count as gain. To hand on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build our nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty Nigeria may be blessed. Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope you don't mind the voice that sang it. Thank you very much.
We will remain standing as we sing the USOSA
anthem, please.
Anthem, please. We will sing, please. DJ, don't worry, we'll sing.
Whatsoever God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Whatever God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Oh Lord, unite us. Oh Lord, unite us. As in our motto, pro unitate. Oh Lord, unite us. Oh Lord, unite us. Asina moto pro unitate. Thank you very much. I'd like to recognize the presence of the representative of the Global President, FGGC Abuloma Old Girls Association, Mrs. Wendy Kuku, SAN, please. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Once again, welcome everyone to the 46th Plenary and AGM of USOSA. I'd like to quickly invite the local organizing chairperson for the 46th Plenary, Madam Chide Omale, please. FGGC Boko. Thank you very much.
All protocol duly observed. Good morning, distinguished USOSANs, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with immense pride and gratitude that I welcome you all to the 46th Annual General Meeting of Unity Schools All Students Association, USOSA. As chairperson of the local organizing committee, I am deeply honored to stand before you on this momentous occasion that brings together all students from across our great Unity schools, bound by shared experiences, lasting friendships, and an enduring commitment to national unity and excellence. For over 4 decades, USOSA has remained a formidable force in promoting the ideals upon which our unity schools were founded. National integration, quality, education, leadership development, and service to humanity. Through our collective efforts, we have continued to uphold the values that shaped us and to extend them to the next generation of Nigerians. This AGM provides us a vital opportunity to reflect on our shared journey, to celebrate our achievements, confront our challenges, and renew our dedication to the mission that unites us. The work of sustaining the Unity Schools and strengthening our association requires collaboration, commitment, and creativity. Together, we have demonstrated that unity is not our heritage, but our greatest strength. On behalf of the local organizing committee, I express sincere appreciation to the National Executive Committee of USOSA, especially our President General in the person of Mike Magaji, for their guidance to all our partner sets and schools in their support, and to every volunteer and sponsor who has contributed to making this AGM a success. Your collective efforts reflects the true spirit of service and solidarity that defines USOSA. As we deliberate and reconnect during this 46th AGM, let us carry forward the flame of purpose and excellence. May our discussions inspire action, our unity foster progress, and our shared commitment continue to transform lives and strengthen our nation. With deep gratitude to God Almighty for his faithfulness and guidance, I wish us all a productive, engaging, and memorable AGM. Long live USOSA, long live our schools, especially Federal Government Girls College, Boko. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you all.
Thank you. Please, let's keep appreciating her. A lot of work has gone into this, and she's been incredible. Thank you so much, Senior Chide. Thank you for all that you do. Very quickly, I'd like to invite USOSA 001, the President General of USOSA, for his welcome address. Distinguished USOSANs, please, let's appreciate Mr. Michael Ibrahim Magaji as he takes his welcome address. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, who is unavoidably absent. This morning he called to apologize that he can't make this morning's session because the President has asked him to represent him in Akwa Ibom. So he's unable to make this, but he's asked me to extend his apologies, saying that hopefully he'll be back this afternoon, and time permitting, he will come for our AGM dinner this evening. So I want to respectfully recognize him for accepting to be a special guest of honor at this occasion. I want to specially also recognize our keynote speaker, somebody we're very proud of, and I'll talk a little more about that in a minute. I want to especially welcome all my colleagues in NEC, all the presidents of the NEC of USOSA, men and women who are giving time and energy to reform education in their schools across the country. I want to especially recognize you. I want to especially recognize my predecessor, Lawrence Wilbert, High Chief, who is here, had to leave pressing home engagements to be at this session. For those of you who have been in USOSA long enough, know how much Lawrence did to inspire a lot of us to move USOSA to higher heights. I want to also especially recognize all former national presidents and former presidents generals who are here, and indeed all former ESCO members who have also honored us. I'd like to also welcome in a special way the BOT, outgoing BOT. As you know, it's an elective year, and very soon we'll be doing the elections for a new team in the BOT to continue from where the old team left off. And I'd like to most especially welcome all distinguished USOSANs who have left everything they had to do to come for our plenary and AGM. This is the 46th plenary that we've had across a period of about 18 years when USOSA was set up. And plenary after plenary, AGM after AGM, I'm proud to report to you there's continued improvement. There's continuous mobilization. Today with us, we have the head of service of Zamfara State. Sorry, sir, may you just rise? A USOSAN. Yes, head of service. I know the chief of staff also is a USOSAN. The SSG is also a USOSAN. There you are. Good. And the accountant general of Zamfara State is also USOSAN. Please sit, sir. So it is safe for us to come to Zamfara for a plenary very soon. Okay. The governor is not a USOSAN, but I understand all his sisters, most of them went to FGGC Bakori and are USOSAN. So I'm sure His Excellency Governor Daud Alawal will be happy to have us in Zamfara. Thank you for making our time, sir. He sponsored the whole team from Zamfara for this AGM and plenary. So we thank you very much for teaching us generosity. And of course, I want to welcome all of you who have come from everywhere. If I don't mention your name, please don't feel offended. But we recognize the selflessness in all of you as USOSANs. And we know it's part of what we stand for as USOSANs, our love of country, our generosity. So I want to specially welcome you. This is my speech. I welcome all of us to the 46th plenary of USOSA, and also welcome you to our annual general meeting holding in the federal capital, Abuja. Today we are privileged to welcome our special guest of honor, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, to this occasion. Your Excellency, we're honored to have you here. Your commitment to education goes back a long way to your tenure as Executive Governor, Borno State, where you accelerated access and knowledge inclusion strategies for children in basic education. I recall that you built mega schools for greater and more qualitative access in the state. You were also involved in training teachers for improved pedagogy and service delivery across the state. As chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, you supported the Pro Education Project in 12 states, providing digital learning tools to underprivileged and underdeserved pupils in over 100 schools, the first of such intervention in this region. And I know this because I was the leading consultant for that initiative when he was chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, and he was very passionate, and we especially want to thank him for his continuous commitment to education, not just in Borno State and in the northern region, but indeed across Nigeria. We thank you, Your Excellency, for your presence and participation, and wish you the best as you continue to serve Nigeria selflessly. You remain a great leader and a mentor to so many Nigerians. This year, USOSA has chosen for its theme, Politics and Governance, USOSA's role in the Nigeria project. 65 years away from independence, a little less than that with unity schools, we still are looking at ways and means to improve governance in Nigeria. After 50 years of unity schools and their establishment, we believe the time has come for USOSANs to show greater interest in the political space for, of course, good quality governance, and not just in education, but across the country. So this theme is very apt because many of you have been asking, with 1 million USOSANs around the world, not to talk of their dependents and families, can't we make a difference? And we're very happy and proud to say that quite a number of us are already involved in politics and in governance, but we need to see more. We need to see the footprint emboldened. And I'm sure this is what Prof will be talking about this morning. Given his stellar performance in public service, which he still is involved in another capacity, and the things he must have learned, and why USOSANs, not just him, but all of us should be involved in politics. And we're not looking at it from a partisan perspective, we're looking at it from a developmental perspective. Okay, because for me, politics is about development. It's not so much about the power struggle. Yeah, that's part of it. But how does that translate to greater development? And we are saying USOSANs represent the true Nigerian tribe. We are privileged to have gone to unity schools. We understand Nigeria, and we understand diversity. And this tribe was created by Nigeria for Nigeria since 1966. A customized people, a people unique and set apart. That's what you all are. The investment by taxpayers was able to produce one of the greatest policy options in Nigeria and in the education and civic space. And we can all attest to that. When you meet a USOSAN, you meet a true Nigerian. You meet somebody of character, of quality, of value. Thank you. The unity schools, namely the unity schools, over 50 years later and with over 1 million members globally, the USOSA footprint can be felt across different sectors of our local and global economy. So whether you're looking at the private sector, you're looking at the public sector, You're looking at our presence in the diaspora. USOSAs are making their mark. What we just need to do is harness this and move it into something very concrete. Indeed, USOSAs were created for a time like this, and I remember my predecessor, Lawrence Wilbert, always said that the time is now. The time is now for USOSAs to show themselves and give back to this country what they got so many years ago by way of participation in national development. Over the last 15 years, this experiment in nation building and social impact has produced unique citizens for nation building, managing diversity, and indeed promoting good governance and educational excellence. During and after this plenary, we intend to have constructive discussions around this theme while charting a way forward for USOSA and indeed Nigeria. So I do hope that after Prof's speech, we'll have enough questions, answers, and comments that will form a foundation, if you like, for how this engagement will start to happen. In this regard, we are also honored to welcome and introduce Professor Onyebuchi Chukwu, a renowned orthopedic surgeon, a proud alumni of FG Sokoto, a USOSA, as our guest speaker. Prof, please rise. Okay. Thank you, Prof, for accepting to give this keynote address. We are proud of your records at the as Federal Minister of Health between 2010 and 2014. And for those of you who have forgotten, it was during his term, amongst many other things, but these two particularly stand out. During his term as health minister, guinea worm was eradicated. The guinea worm disease was eradicated as a disease in Nigeria. Unprecedented. By December 2013, while Prof was there, the WHO certified Nigeria as a guinea worm-free country. Please, a round of applause for Prof. That was no mean feat. Well, that's not even the news. I'm coming to the news now. It was also during Prof's term that Nigeria was declared Ebola-free by WHO Regional Office for Africa, following a successful response to the Ebola virus outbreak in the country. Right? And you know how devastated the global economy. This single feat by Professor Chukwu and his team continues to serve as a case study, an academic and practical case study, which is taught and researched in
Aisha Kusada, please
mute. As a learning guide for health leaders in how to deal with global epidemics. What Prof did in Nigeria has become, if you like, the index, all right, for how global interventions can be done with epidemics and Ebola. So Prof, we thank you very much for this feat, and we're very, very honored to have you here. We're proud of you. You are a true USOSAN. This AGM marks another milestone as we move into a new election cycle for the Board of Trustees. On behalf of all of us, let me say a big thank you to the outgoing members of the board, led by the person I call our gentle giant, Uyi Akwata. All right? Senior Uyi, please, can you rise? Thank you, sir. Sir, now that you're in active retirement, we trust you will continue to give USOSA even more support, as you have always done. As they say, the reward for hard work is? Okay, thank you. I just wanted to be sure you still remember as USOSAs. We truly appreciate the strategic role played by all members of the BOT over the last 5 years in promoting USOSA activities globally. We want to also thank Joseph Tegbe, the DG Nigeria China Business Council, also an outgoing member of BOT, somebody who was also a foundation member of USOSA, for his commitment and service to USOSA over the last 18 years. We wish him well in the next season, in his next season. This year has been pretty eventful for USOSA. We started with a sports carnival in Port Harcourt, and for those of you who were there, it was a resounding success. Almost 40 schools attended, and it was a great event. The sports carnival was followed by 2 plenaries, one in Enugu and the other in Toronto, Canada, the second of its type in diaspora. So USOSA has gone international in terms of hosting activities, and we feel this is part of the inclusive strategy of USOSA, where those in diaspora have the opportunity to participate in what we do and contribute to the well-being of USOSA. My sincere appreciation to all city leaders who made this possible, Claire Juguna, who is a team lead in Canada, she led this initiative with distinction. We also want to thank our dear Davis Okarevu, who did so well in Port Harcourt, while President Doze of FGC Enugu also led the Enugu plenary. We thank them for their participation and a successful delivery of those plenaries. Before the end of the year, USOSA will be launching its endowment fund. And this is because we must develop a sustainability model where we can scale up operations, can scale up our programs in a sustainable manner without tasking members, all the time. So endowment has been approved by the BOT, and we do hope that before the end of the year, this will be launched so that it will alleviate the challenges that the OSAs and USOSA go through in funding their operations, as well as building the future, because that's what endowments are all about. It's not about now, it's about the future. Also, I want to add that a few unity schools turned 50 this year. Just 2 weeks ago in Abuloma, my Vice President General was there with the Abuloma girls. Fantastic job that Abuloma is doing. We congratulate them. Yes, we congratulate them. Thank you. Even as we look forward to 2026, where FGC Sokoto and FGC Wari, which are our pioneer schools, will celebrate their jubilee year. For those of you who don't know, thank you. For those of you who don't know, the pioneer schools were FGC Wari, FGC Sokoto, and FGC Okwosi, and they will be 60 years old next year, Wari and Sokoto. So on behalf of their national presidents, and I know they will come up very soon to tell us about their preparations, I want to invite all USOSANs, not just in Sokoto and Wari, but across Nigeria, to join those celebrations. Before concluding my speech, even though on a sad note, I would like us to rise for 1 minute to respect and honor a legendary USOSAN who passed on this year, in the person of Davis Okarevu. Davis was national president of FGC Odogbolu, team lead for USOSANs in Port Harcourt, and chairman, Finance and Sustainability Committee of USOSA. Can we just take a minute of silence to deeply respect and honor Davis? May the soul of Davis Okarevu rest in perfect peace. I would also like to use this opportunity to assure his wife and family that USOSA will continue to stand with them and sustain his legacy, as well as those values he stood for. Davis Okarevu stands out as a model for all USOSANs, giving his selfless service to God, man, and various communities across the country. And he was also a foundation member. Finally, allow me to conclude by thanking the LOC chaired by Chide Omale, National President FGC Boko, and of course her entire team for taking up the challenge to prepare and deliver this plenary and 46th AGM in Abuja. Que Dieu vous bénisse. To our sponsors also, and our partners, and quite a number of them are here. Waubi is here, Ava is here, Bilad is here, Urban Shelter is here, and there are quite a number of them. The Murtala Mohammed Foundation is here, who have put in so much of resources. I may not be able to mention all of you, but I want to thank you for keeping the dream alive. Anytime we come to you, you're always very receptive. UBA, Access Bank, a good number of them who have been helping us promote and sustain USOSA activities. I thank you all for the years of dedication and support. We dedicate our success story also to you for standing by us all through. Once again, a big welcome to all of you. Thank you for listening. God bless Nigeria. God bless you, USOSA.
Thank you very much. Thank you, PG. Please, let's keep appreciating him as he goes to his seat. Thank you for always leading from the front. We appreciate you, your sacrifices, commitment, and all. Thank you, sir. Very warmly, I would like to call on the representative of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Education, Sir Ojonoba Peter, who will be giving us a goodwill message. Thank you, sir. Please keep appreciating him as he comes.
Good morning, all. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I am representing the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, Mr. Abel Olumuyiwa Enitan. When I say I, I'm actually referring to him. We would have loved to be here because there is a pressing engagement in connection with the Academic Staff Union of the University strike, another pre-scheduled official engagement, and that is why he has said service to our nation. Today's event provides an opportunity not only to celebrate shared memories and achievements, but also to renew our collective resolve to advance the cause of education and nation building. I hope the deliberations at this meeting will leave a lasting impression on all participants and inspire even greater commitment to hard work, excellence, and national unity. As we are all aware, education remains the most potent instrument for national transformation. The federal government is making concerted efforts to improve education delivery across all levels. However, the monumental task cannot be accomplished by government alone. It requires the active partnership and collaboration of all stakeholders, including communities, development partners, the private sector, and indeed alumni associations such as USOSA. From a modest beginning of 3 federal government colleges in Okposi, Sokoto, and Warri, we now proudly have a total of 115 federal unity colleges in the country. The founding vision of these colleges was to bring together young Nigerians from diverse ethnic, cultural, and religious backgrounds to foster national unity, mutual respect, and appreciation of our diversity as one indivisible nation. The unity colleges were also designed to serve as models of excellence and pacesetters in secondary education. It is gratifying to note that this vision has been largely realized. Over the years, federal unity colleges have produced an impressive array of leaders and trailblazers who have excelled in politics, business, public service, the military, law, academia, and other spheres of life. Among the distinguished alumni are His Excellency Dr. Bukola Saraki, former Senate President, King's College. His Excellency Ibrahim Saminu Turaki, Federal Government College, Kaduna, former Governor of Jigawa State. His Excellency Donald Duke and Leah Limoke, former governors of Cross River State. His Excellency Akiwumi Ambode and His Excellency Emmanuel Duan, former governors for Lagos and Delta State, respectively. General Christopher Musa, the immediate past Chief of Defense Staff, was also an old student of Federal Government College, Sokoto. Thank you. Dr. Mrs. Fola Shade Yemi Eson, former head of the Civil Service of the Federation, AGC Lorry. Dr. Mrs. Didi Wasinjak, the current head of service of the Federation. Also, Engineer Suleiman Adamu, former Honorable Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, and one of the longest serving ministers of water resources in Nigeria, and many other eminent personalities too numerous to mention. Indeed, alumni of Unity colleges have continued to dominate leadership positions across the civil service, the armed forces, industry, and academia. This is a testament to an enduring quality of education and values inculcated in these institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, the mission of the Federal Ministry of Education is to deploy education as a tool for development of all Nigerians to their full potentials in promoting a strong, democratic, egalitarian, and prosperous nation under God. Our responsibilities range from curriculum development, quality assurance, and education data management to harmonization of policies and the promotion of lifelong learning and literacy across the Federation. Under the renewed Hope Agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the education sector is undergoing far-reaching reforms aimed at strengthening access, equity, quality, and relevance. These reforms include the establishment of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, the NEL Fund, to make higher education accessible to students in need with flexible repayment structures. The conversion of federal science and technical colleges to full-fledged technical institutions to promote vocational education and industry-relevant skills. The smart classroom initiatives and comprehensive overhaul of the national curriculum. Teacher training and certification program, strengthening education data systems and monitoring framework, expansion of the national school feeding program, and enhanced focus on inclusive and special needs education. These initiatives are designed to reposition education as the foundation for national development, innovation, and economic growth as a key driver of employment and work creation in the 21st century. I must commend USOSA for this invaluable contribution to the development of the Unity colleges and the education sector at large. Alumni associations play a crucial role in mentoring the next generation, supporting school infrastructure, providing scholarships, and promoting civic engagement. Your continued partnership with the ministry has been instrumental in sustaining the legacy of our Unity schools. As we look to the future, I urge all members of USOSA to continue to champion excellence, integrity, and unity, the values upon which these colleges were founded. Let us continue to nurture young Nigerians who are disciplined, innovative, and patriotic, capable of taking our nation to greater heights. On behalf of the Federal Ministry of Education, I reaffirm our unwavering commitment to ensuring quality, inclusive, and world-class education for every Nigerian child. Together, we can build an education system that truly reflects the aspirations of our great nation and secures a better future for generations to come. Thank you for your attention. God bless the Unity School Student Association. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. And on a final note, I'm also an USOSAN. Thank you and God bless. Federal Government College Ugolao.
FGC Ugolao, celebrate your own USOSANs. Let's celebrate him, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'd like to quickly call the head of service, Zamfara State, Sir Yakubu Sani, and MNI, as he takes his goodwill message. Please appreciate him.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. Representative of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Education, a proud USOSA, the President General, very active and workaholic President General, members of the Board of Trustees, USOSA National ESCO, global presidents of USOSA, other distinguished USOSANs, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I'm highly pleased to be given this opportunity to speak before you this morning on the occasion of our 46th Annual General Meeting and Plenary Session. USOSA has come of age. It is needless to stress the importance of this association, not only to its members, to its alma maters, but indeed the entire Federal Republic of Nigeria. The records abound of our selfless services to the nation. In addition to occupying various strategic positions in the country, both in the public and private sector, where we give maximum cooperation, we have found ourselves as role models in the society wherever we find ourselves. I wish to congratulate us for this giant achievement. I bring to you good wishes and fraternal greetings from the USOSA chapter in the Zamfara State, and by extension, the government and people of the Zamfara State. As the head of service, I cannot travel outside the state without obtaining the permission of my principal, the governor. When I approached him with this issue, he gladly gave the permission for me to travel to attend this great occasion. He equally asked me to convey his goodwill message to all USOSANs that are here and indeed in the whole country of Nigeria. My governor is willing to work with USOSA to move education forward in Zamfara State in particular, in Nigeria, and to develop humanity at large. His records of service since he came on board to date speaks clearly about this. Since the creation of Zamfara State in 1996, we never had a governor that is so friendly to workers and civil servants more than Dr. Dauda Lawal, PhD. When he came on board, he made backlog of arrears of gratuity to the tune of 13.6 billion naira. This he generously paid within 1.5 years. The remaining balance, which has to do with 2024 and 2025, are also going to be paid in a couple of weeks to come. He declared a state of emergency on education. And it's not just mere political proclamation, but actions have been taken to redeem education in Zamfara State. Hitherto, we are among the backward states in education, but the records of the exams of West African School Certificate, WASC, and Senior Secondary School Certificate, that is NECO, there is dramatic change of the records of students of the Zamfara State as far as these exams are concerned. Equally too, we have had tremendous improvement in our pupils that got admissions into federal unity colleges. And the governor has already given permission for the payment of their registration fees and all other responsibilities to encourage them and supplement what their parents do in this direction. On behalf of the USOSA chapter in Zamfara State, which I have the privilege of leading, and like earlier stated, which houses the Secretary to State Government, Mala Abubakar Nakwada, FGC Sokoto, the Chief of Staff, Honorable Mutar Luga, also FGC Sokoto, the Accountant General, also FGC Sokoto, some permanent secretaries and some commissioners. I could say without any iota of doubt or contradiction that we dominate the State Executive Council at the moment. So I bring you their fraternal greetings and good wishes to all of us. And on behalf of them, I wish to seek for the support of the Executive Council and the
Bolahan Olayomi, King's College. King's College. Kingsmen, celebrate your own.
President General, BOT Chair, the Vice President here represented, all members of the EXCO and BOT, all presidents of various OSAs. I bring you greetings from Waubi, and today I'm particularly excited because the journey we started together with USOSA a few years ago is really, really bearing fruit. And we're beginning to see a very, very deep transformation of the learning spaces and the digitalization of the learning experience of our current students all over the country. I thought we'd put our hands together for that. Waubi has been at the forefront of transforming the way Africa works and learns over the last 10 years. We've done a lot of interventions with regard to the classroom experience. And in the last 2 years, I want to commend a few of our wonderful schools. Let me start with BIDA. Where are the BIDA people? Bida was the first to bite the bullet. And last year, I think for your 40th anniversary, am I correct? 50th anniversary, they did a wonderful, wonderful transformation. Congratulations. Great job. Great job. And because of that, where is my sister, Amina? Is she here? Salihu? Oh, she's in Kuru, she's in Jos. And, you know, just 2 weeks ago, she called me up and said, look, we've got to do something, you know, in Kuru. And that's a fallout of what had happened there. So I'm grateful to Bida people. Thank you very much. Well done. And then we took that up and we went on to another wonderful school, but they took it a notch higher. And that's the 50th anniversary of wonderful school where my wife went to, FGGC Abuloma. Are the Abuloma people here? And I think last week was all over Port Harcourt. If you were in River State last week, you would know that there's only one school in River State. And I think that's FGGC Abuloma. And they took it a notch higher than Bida. They did a whole block, digitalized the learning experience, put in interactive panels, laptops, solar powered it, and did a wonderful, wonderful job. So kudos to you all. But we also want to commend especially the federal government, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I want you to listen very closely to what I'm about to say. The federal government, through UBEC, decided this year to grant every single state in Nigeria, you know, kind of seed sowing. We want to show you what a classroom, what the learning experience in the 21st century should look like. And the Minister of Education, a wonderful man, the current minister, you know, decided to drive that through UBEC and decided to give to each state 20 interactive flat panels as pilots. And that kicked off at Queen's College, Lagos, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, 2 Fridays ago. Let's put are the QC girls here? I wish there was a QC girl here. If you go into Queen's College now, it's not what it used to be. There's been a massive, massive turnaround in the learning experience through digitization of that, of the learning experience. And beyond that, the minister was good enough again for the allocation of Lagos. I think he really loves the wonderful female schools we have, but he didn't just stop there. He gifted King's College as well 5, you know, WALB, you know, boards, and KC would begin to do theirs, their own digital transformation, starting anytime from now. But beyond that, the federal government has decided that digitalization is going to be a key part of the transformation of our children. And they're driving that deeper. They're going to go on another round of gifting before the end of this year to further deepen that experience across all states in Nigeria. So very soon, I believe in every single state between now and November, at least 4 schools will be transformed in every single state in Nigeria. I know that because WALB is handling that project, and I know that because WALB has delivered to every state in Nigeria on that project. But the one I'm going to close with is not with a USOSA school, but something that is going on today that we're involved in. In the last 2 weeks, one of the schools that competes with King's College the most, we hate them with a passion. St. Gregory's College, Obalende. I must call where they are because it's a bush place. You know, there can't be any upgrades people here. There's one here. He should be shown the way out. St. Gregory's College, Obalende decided that against All Souls Day, I'm not Catholic, which will happen in a few days from now, they were going to transform their school digitally. And over the last 14 days, I have been receiving from my finance team almost every day 2 or 3 alerts of individual St. Gregory's College boys adopting a classroom. And each one saying, by All Souls Day, which is supposed to be November 2nd, the whole of St. Gregory's College would have been transformed digitally in less than 2 weeks. And each one has just been giving and giving and giving and giving. And what started with 1, as at the last time I counted, by today, they had crossed number 10. And they say by November 2nd, they would have done the 25 that they need to do. Now, that's the power of a strong Old Students Association that cares about giving back. I want us to look beyond branches. I want us to look and as individuals begin to adopt classrooms, begin to adopt little spaces, and in a short while change the learning experience for all our current students and all our schools all over the country. On that note, I want to close by once again celebrating the leadership of USOSA, and I'm absolutely certain that this will be the exco that will oversee the digitalization of the learning experience, which is the most critical intervention in and for our current students in our schools. I encourage us to go away ready to give back and ready to transform. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Sabolahan Olayomi. Thank you for transforming the education sector. One of the things that PG had promised whilst planning for this event is that we must keep to time. It's going to be a long day. There's still an AGM and, of course, the dinner in the evening. So we will try as much as possible to make sure that we stick to time and leave here on time. So, and that is exactly what I'm trying to do here. So very quickly to the main meat of the day. Permit me to respectfully invite Professor Onyebuchi Chukwu to stand for his citation. Former Minister of Health.
Professor C.O. Onyebuchi Chukwu, OON, CEHF, MBBS Lagos, FWACS, FACS, FICS, is a distinguished scholar, academic, medical professor, administrator, and politician. Christian Otu Onyebuchi Chukwu is currently Professor of Orthopedic Surgery at the Alex Ekweme Federal University, Ndufe Alike, Ebonyi State, and a member of the United Nations One Health Global Leaders Group on antimicrobial resistance. He has a medical doctor. He has been a medical doctor for 39 years, a consultant orthopedic and trauma surgeon for 30 years, and a professor of orthopedic surgery for 18 years. Professor Chukwu is of the 1979 graduating set of Federal Government College, Sokoto, where he was a Federal Government of Nigeria scholar by merit, and from where he graduated with the best West African school certificate examination result of his class, aggregate 07 distinction. At Federal Government College, Sokoto, Onyebuchi Chukwu was an active member of several clubs and societies, including the Press Club, Dance Club, Nigerian Red Cross Society, Manobe Society, Literary and Debating Society, Cultural Society, Young Christian Society, Drama Society, Business Society, and Young Commerce Club Society. He was a member of the school hockey team. He is a fellow of the West African College of Surgeons, the American College of Surgeons, and the International College of Surgeons, respectively. He is a former Deputy Provost of the College of Health Sciences of Ebonyi State University and a former Minister of Health of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, also a former gubernatorial aspirant in Ebonyi State. During his tenure as Minister of Health, Nigeria was certified guinea worm disease-free by WHO, polio virus transmission was interrupted in the country, and an outbreak of Ebola virus disease was rapidly and effectively controlled. It is to his credit that the Nigeria Center for Disease Control was established, and he played a key role in the enactment of the Nigeria National Health Act 2014. By the time he left office as the Minister of Health, Nigeria's maternal mortality ratio had decreased from 545 per 100,000 to 350 per 100,000 under 5-child mortality. Professor Chukwu is married with children to Osinachi Buchi Chukwu, a media and public relations practitioner. He plays golf in his leisure time and is a past captain of Abakaliki Golf Club and a member of IBB Golf Club in Abuja. He is a Rotarian and a past assistant governor of Rotary International District 9140 that has now been split into two. With a standing ovation, please welcome Professor Onyebuchi Chukwu.
Thank you very much. I'm humbled by your very warm welcome. Great USOSANs. The representative of the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, he himself a proud USOSAN. The President General of USOSA, Michael Magaji, and members of the National Executive Committee of USOSA, Chairman BOT, and our distinguished trustees here present, past PGs of USOSA, global presidents of the various constituent members of USOSA, and of course the state team leaders that are here present of USOSA, distinguished guests, colleagues, fellow USOSANs, gentlemen of the press, I greet every one of you on this occasion of the 46th USOSA Plenary. I want to thank the President General and his team for honoring me with this invitation to be the guest speaker on this very auspicious occasion. I am indeed happy to accept this honor done me, and I hope in the next few minutes, when I looked at the time allotted to read, I was frightened because I wasn't too sure I can speak for that length of time. But in the next few minutes, I want to share with you my thoughts on the theme of this year's plenary, to wit, politics and governance, USOSA's role in the Nigeria project. Now, 51 years ago, sounds like yesterday, 51 years ago, and that was in September 1974. My parents put me on the train from Enugu to Zaria, en route Sokoto, to commence my secondary school education at the Federal Government College, Sokoto. Yeah, clap for Sokoto. You know, King's College and Queen's College, we are not originally called unity schools, but they are unity schools. But the first one to be recognized as a unity school was FGC Sokoto. So if you don't clap for your brother and your elder brother or your father, who will you clap for? I was accompanied, or rather, I was escorted on that very journey by my much older cousin, nominated by my father for that assignment. I was 12. He was in his mid-30s. Neither of us had ever been to Sokoto. And if you know, this was it wasn't even up to 5 years since the bitter Nigerian Civil War. But my parents, who had never, by then, never been to any part of northern Nigeria, did not entertain any anxiety sending me off to Sokoto. But then why should they? Because even by then, they already had 2 of their children attending boarding school in Sokoto at the same FGC. And this was after the Nigerian Civil War. One of these siblings of mine actually was a pioneer student of FGC Sokoto in 1966. Someone as a young boy that had the guts to go change the wish of his parents during the final interview for admission. The parents had expected him to continue with the schools around Lagos. KC, maybe Greg's, Finbas, and the like. But at that final interview, they asked him as a young boy, said, "Do we have some new schools? Would you like to attend some new schools?" He asked them which schools. They named Sokoto, named Dokposi, and the boy ticked Sokoto. They didn't tell anyone until the letter of admission came through the dad. And the furious dad came home. What is this? Because my dad was then working in the Federal Ministry of Education, so his idea was to go and change it. He said, "Do you know about this?" And someone timidly said yes. He said, "You asked for this. Do you know Sokoto? Do you know where it was?" Well, the story was told by mom that at a stage, after much scolding, this elder brother of mine muttered something like, "What is all this thing? Our neighbor's child has been given admission somewhere in England, and this one is still in Nigeria, and you are..." So that's how he went to Sokoto in 1966. And after the war, he went back. Well, my cousin and I disembarked the train in Zaria. We actually met other students who were also headed to Federal Government College, Sokoto. But to show you how Nigeria was then, my cousin did not bother traveling with me from Zaria to Sokoto. He simply handed me over to the care of one of the older girls who I later discovered had just gained admission into the lower sixth form at FGC Sokoto. Can you imagine such confidence? Can you try that today? And if you know, at that time, mobile telephony was definitely not available to anyone. Less than a year after the brutal civil war, every part of Nigeria was safe for every Nigerian to travel to. Feeling very secure. So I ask you, what changed? Well, meanwhile, just keep chewing on that because it will come up later in the discussion. What changed? I grew up in a USOSA family. My parents had 8 children. All the 8 of us attended unity schools. I am serial number 4 in the family. I was in FGC Sokoto for my O level, and actually in FGC Kaduna for my higher school education. Our number one attended King's College, Lagos. Number two, who paved the way for us to go to Sokoto, did both O-level and A-level in Sokoto. Number three did O-level in Sokoto and was even a prefect during his A-level in FGC Kaduna. Number five is seated right here with us as the global president of the Federal Government College Sokoto Alumni Association, Fego Kososa, Mike Chukwu. Our number six schooled at FGGC Bakori for her O-level and did her A-level in FGC Kaduna. Our number seven attended FGC Bakori. And our number eight, the last one, is a proud alumnus of FGC Kaduna. Not counting several of our nieces and nephews who attended Unity School. So I'm a complete USOSA. It is very clear, therefore, that my parents were extremely pleased with the education and training their children received and were receiving in the Unity schools. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But today, what percentage of USOSA parents, I'm asking you, what percentage of us have had or have their children in the Unity schools? And yet, my non-USOSA parents had absolute confidence and trust in the Unity school system. And I ask again, what changed? What changed? Certainly food for thought. Let me make a full disclosure here now. For this lecture, I shall project what I think should be USOSA's role in the Nigeria project, as far as politics and governance is concerned. But I'll be doing so from my background as someone who attended 2 Unity schools from 1974 to 1980. I will certainly not deceive myself in believing that the students of the Unity schools in the 20th century share about the same experience as the students of Unity School in the 21st century. Again, what changed? What changed? Have the changes in any way affected the goal and objectives of the Unity schools? As you know, USOSA is the Unity Schools All Students Association, an alumni organization that aims to foster unity, to foster lifelong camaraderie, to foster communal pride and nationalistic patriotism amongst graduates of, we are told now they are going to be 150, but graduates of over 105 Unity schools. These are post-primary institutions tagged Unity schools because the government's primary objective for establishing them was to congregate children from diverse ethnic, geographical, religious, cultural, social, and economic backgrounds, and provide them with such high-quality comprehensive education that will empower them to play a leading role in catalyzing and building Nigeria's future. Therefore, USOSA also aims to preserve the legacy and values of the Unity schools and promote the unity, welfare, and progress of Nigeria and of Nigerians. USOSA therefore aims really to harness Nigeria's rich diversity in the pursuit of the growth and development of our dear country. It goes without saying, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that having been beneficiaries of privileged education with a single-minded objective of unifying the peoples of Nigeria into one nation, one people, USOSA must consciously give back to Nigeria by promoting national unity as a vehicle for national development. USOSA must be an arch champion of the Nigerian project. But what is this Nigeria project? What is Nigeria project? Well, let me quote from the preamble of the Nigeria's Republican Constitution of 1963, the constitution that made us a republic. The first constitution in this country without the overt foreign influence. Overt foreign influence. And this is the preamble, I quote, "Having firmly resolved to establish the Federal Republic of Nigeria with a view to ensuring the unity of our people and faith in our fatherland for the purpose of promoting inter-African cooperation and solidarity, in order to assure world peace and international understanding, and so as to further the ends of liberty, equality, and justice, both in our country and in the world at large, we, the people of Nigeria, by our representatives here in Parliament assembled, do hereby declare and enact and give to ourselves the following constitution." End of quotation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing else. That is the Nigeria project. What did I say? That is the Nigeria project. For clarity, I will tease out the key words and phrases. Federal, Republic of Nigeria, unity, faith, fatherland. You know, when suddenly we went back to this national anthem, I have nothing against this anthem we sang today, because for the most part of my stay in Sokoto, that was what we usually sang. So I have no problem with it. It's easy for, as you get older, long-term memory is easier than recent memory. But could it be why in 1978 people now change it from motherland to fatherland? I don't know. But the Nigeria project says it's fatherland. But we are singing motherland now. I have nothing against the women. They are the same thing. We're all proud of our mothers. But the Nigeria project, I'm not the one that said it, said fatherland. Very important. It's good to note the words. What are the other words and phrases? Inter-African cooperation and solidarity. So when Murtala Mohammed was saying Africa is the center of our policy, he was saying what the founding fathers wanted as a project for Nigeria. World peace. That's why we were sending our armed forces and police to go keep and maintain peace around the whole world. International understanding. Then listen carefully. Liberty. Think deeply. What is liberty? Liberty is part of that Nigeria project. Equality. Equality of all Nigerians, whether male or female, wherever you are from. And then justice. justice has always been part of the Nigeria project. Then we're now going to see how far we've been going into this project. Our founding fathers were wise. Note that the concept of the Nigerian project is couched in sublime language rather than the mundane. The concept was not about concrete structures. Because sometimes when we construct some roads now, we say we are doing Nigeria project. Roads are part of those things. It's like we know we must eat, we know we must drink. But that's not the essence of life. We must think sublime, not mundane. Our founding fathers were wise. The concept was not about concrete structures. Neither was it about the number of schools or the number of hospitals. Our founding fathers knew that the tangible components of life would automatically follow a national culture ingrained in justice, ingrained in equality, ingrained in liberty, ingrained in peace and unity. They knew from the outset that in a diverse country such as ours, a federal setup was necessary to engender faith and unity. And they made it clear that we the people, decided for ourselves a principle otherwise known as self-determination. Put differently, we know that the requirements for a successful family is not usually stated to be in the hands of parents who can provide food and pay school fees for the children. We know that's not how it is. Rather, we say that a successful family is the one that is dependent on responsible and resourceful parents. I make bold to state unequivocally that the success of the Nigeria project depends on the commitment to the sublime and unassailable values bequeathed us by our founding fathers. Presently, the Nigeria project is not rolling freely on track. It's not occasionally just back on track, but it's not running freely on track. Every now and then, it experiences a derailment. And then we respond by what? We respond by blaming the driver. Sometimes we respond by blaming the conductors, or the wheels of the vehicle, or the track itself, or the environment, or even the weather. Yet, if we rebuild the system with the materials prescribed by our founding fathers, we would have a smooth movement in the right direction, such that we can afford to have it on autopilot. So how do USOSA and its members help in making this to happen? I think that was the assignment given to me. Let us return to my first hours at FGC Sokoto. My immediate elder brother, who was a student there, received me in the evening when we got to Sokoto. I recall he gave me 2 clear instructions that must have been very important to him. Number 1, do not pee anywhere but in the restroom. Number 2, do not speak, they used to call it vernacular, do not speak any other language but English. That had its own merits or demerits. However, why am I pointing out this? I never questioned nor disobeyed those simple rules throughout my sojourn in FGC Sokoto. The importance of the rule of law, we have lawyers and jurists here. The importance of the rule of law and discipline can never be overflogged. You can see this kind of problem we're having now on the aisle. In Sokoto, it will never happen in my time. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. We must begin to obey little rules. If we cannot obey little rules, we will not obey the bigger laws. It's not possible. We must come back. We must come back. Now, several years later, as a grown man, I witnessed, no, sorry, I'm jumping. Now, many USOSANs, you had the head of service of Zamfara State, proud alumnus of FGC Kano. You heard him very well, clearly, earlier on. Many USOSANs have occupied and are occupying important and key positions in the political, governance, and justice structures of Nigeria. Look at the ones alone in Zamfara, not to talk of other states, and not to talk of the center. How did they, or how have they contributed to the enthronement of the rule of law in Nigeria? This question is for all of us here. How have we contributed? What we are looking for is not far from us. So. The compromise of the rule of law diminishes the faith of citizens, of residents, and even of visitors in this country. Of course, we know that no well-meaning entrepreneur will be easily attracted to invest in a country where the rule of law is not seen or felt to be guaranteed, no matter the intensity of image laundering. We can spend so much on image laundering, but once the evidence is that we don't respect our laws, and you cannot get proper justice, you are just wasting your time and wasting your money. We just must insist on the rule of law and equality before the law. Now, I was received in the evening. My first morning at school, of course, I had a terrible experience that first morning in Sokoto because I've never been in an environment where you have so many houseflies. So, after taking my bath, so many flies were just following me. But if it got worse, the fellow just tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Calm, you'll soon get used to it. Just relax." And sure enough, it didn't take 2 weeks. I got used to it. That when the holiday came after that term, and I went to my parents' house, all the other siblings were saying there were flies in the house. I said, "Where?" So my first morning at Federal Government College Sokoto, I took time to visit the students' notice board mounted in front of Davis Hall. Those people who went to KC, who went to Sokoto, who went to Warri know who Philip Davis was. So that hall was named after the first principal of Sokoto, P.H. Davis, who later went to, he came all the way from KC, then later became principal of Warri. Warri, we not give you Remi, I not talk say we'll give you Remi, but we had used him before he went to the people, but he was a great man. So I went there, I saw all the school rules published there on the board, displayed there. The first rule captivated me. The first rule was a breach of common sense is a breach of school rules. I said, wow. So no common sense, you've already guilty of. Wow. And yet, several decades later, as a grown man, even now, you people know now, we witness new government policies that are being formulated and disseminated without due process and without socio-economic impact assessment. That is why we announce a policy today, tomorrow we'll change it. They were in breach of that school rule number 1. I see construction of roads and buildings executed without design and without environmental impact assessment. Common sense is no longer common, oh, my people. Policymakers and engineers so abundant in the house now. What have you got to say? We are talking about USOSA and the Nigeria project. At FGC Sokoto, students were brought up to see themselves as Nigerians first. Even though, when I looked at some of the faces there, some of the marks inspired occasional doubts. But indeed, it was several years after I left school that I really got to know the so-called state of origin of many of my classmates and many of my friends. I never knew where they came from, to be honest. That school provided opportunity for budding politicians to learn the ropes. It was called the Student Representative Council. Apart from class and club representatives, there were 2 major elective positions available to eligible students. One was the council secretary, the other one was the council assistant secretary. These posts were keenly contested for, but throughout my time in that school, no one campaigned on the basis of ethnicity, or region, or state of origin, or religious affiliation. No way. Of course, friends will vote for their friends. But on the whole, the elections were won or lost on the basis of perceived competencies, or rhetorical skills, perceived accessibility, disposition to generosity. If you went to the school shop and bought people things, they will probably like you. Or personal charm. USOSANs have not been able to infuse that spirit in our national politics. And I dare say our survival instincts have pushed us to join the rest in ethnic and religious politics. Even within this USOSA, I cannot represent Northwest. I think Sokoto is in Northwest. I'm FGC Sokoto. I'm FGC Kaduna. Kaduna is also what? Northwest. But unfortunately, if I come for election in USOSA, I cannot represent Northwest. Rather, I'm forced to contest under the banner of Ebonyi State, the home of my parental ancestors. I challenge USOSA to have a rethink of this policy. USOSA should lead by example despite obvious challenges. After all, what is authentic leadership? Is it a walk in the park? No way, it's not a walk in the park. It is in difficult decisions to show leadership. Liberty was important to Nigeria's founding fathers. USOSA must be in the vanguard of human rights promotion, protection, and enforcement. As a group and as individuals, we must speak up when there are breaches or even threats to fundamental rights of citizens and residents. We must never be cowed into silence. We must never be accomplices nor condone human rights abuses. And we have our people in various aspects of society. What have they been doing? I'm asking ourselves, we've been in those positions, what are we doing? And we're asking ourselves, what role for us? Our role has been cut out for us, but let's see what happens. A key function, a USOSA must be a leading exponent of returning our country to the kind of federalism envisaged by our founding fathers. A country that harnesses our rich diversity to achieve common goals in the exploitation and development of our abundant natural resources. A country that's able to harness this our diversity for the defense of our country against external threats, for tourism, in providing a large and ready market for goods and services. The market is huge. And in developing a huge capacity to withstand economic adversities and sanctions. Indeed, there is strength in diversity. There is strength in diversity. So I would never want this country to break up, honestly. But also, our founding fathers thought of a country that will recognize and admit that there are indeed intrinsic fundamental differences in our character, in beliefs, in inclinations, in prejudices, and in idiosyncrasies among all of us. A country in which governance is close to the people, making it easy for them to demand accountability. Everybody sits in small corners blaming the president. But nobody ever remembers the local government chairman. Nobody ever remembers the state governor. That is why we're having problems. That is why we're having problems. The day you recognize that your local government chairman is very important to your life, Nigeria will begin to change. So we must champion the strengthening of sub-national governance. We must. A key function of government is the provision of security. Sub-national government ought to naturally, we shouldn't be thinking about it, naturally play a leading role in internal security, while the federal government ensures security against external threats. I am happy that many now agree that state police is a necessity. USOSA must be in the forefront advocating for this. Our alma maters have taken a battering from the pervasive insecurity in the land. The population of unity schools is no longer as mixed as it used to be in those days. And the major reason for this is insecurity and the fear of insecurity. Many of the unity schools are now merely embodiments of local government area unity within their states, rather than models of national unity for which they were created. It is a shame and totally unacceptable that we were safer and felt more secure few months after our civil war than we are now, more than half a century thereafter. It's a pity, it's a terrible thing. Have we progressed or have we retrogressed? President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's a question you should be going through your mind. Are we making progress? Are we retrogressing? Meritocracy was the order of the day in my days as FGC Sokoto. Well, child psychologists tell us that it wasn't quite good. But obviously, it helped to encourage all of us to do better in our class. Excellence was a core value in teaching, in learning, and in character formulation. No wonder my parents insisted on having all their children attend unity schools. I have a strong feeling that insecurity is not the only reason that has been deterring USOSA parents from sending their own children to study in their alma mater. The quality of the schools are also deteriorating so embarrassingly. Getting the unity schools to recover their premiership status, because now they've been relegated. For those of you who enjoyed English Premier League, we need to go back to premiership division. And this is a task for USOSA. USOSA must set for itself that task. I was happy with our brother from King's College say how we can give back to our schools and turn them around to become bastions of modern education. So, this is one important role for USOSA. How we do it, how we collaborate with government, we can do it. On the larger stage as a country, we must return to upholding excellence, merit, and creativity. And I must add that they are not incompatible. They are not incompatible with the federal character principles enshrined in our Constitution. They are not. I conclude, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, by restating that USOSA should ensure the rebirth of the Nigeria project by championing the return to the values, those core values espoused by the Federal Republic of Nigeria's founding fathers. We need to urgently rebuild mutual trust. We've lost trust. We need to rebuild that mutual trust and confidence in government in our people. The federal government must deliberately and actively engender a sense of belonging amongst all the constituent peoples. The prevailing parochialism for which many of us are so silent in the federal government appointments and patronage must cease if we are to go get the Nigeria project right. Unity, nationhood, and brotherhood must be deliberately cultivated. That should be a deliberate effort. It must be deliberately grown and nurtured. And it is the duty of the country's leaders, all of us here, we're all part of that leadership, to lead and direct accordingly. The government of the land must actively promote tolerance, promote love, justice, diversity, equity, and inclusion in our national life. USOSA must not only support all this, but must lead in effecting them. I thank you for your attention.
Let's keep clapping. Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Onyebuchi Chukwu. Very phenomenal. Thank you, sir. What a way to wake us all up. If you've been sleeping and not been thinking of the Nigerian project, this is it. Please, let's appreciate him once again. I believe we are awake and we are alert to the fact that everybody should commit to the Nigerian project, right? USOSANs, should we commit to the Nigerian project? We are all together. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for that awakening. Rebuilding what our forefathers started, rebirthing the Nigerian project. And particularly, he talked about sense of belonging. We need to own this Nigerian project. We need to own it, sense of belonging. And of course, deliberately nurture nationhood. Nurture unity, and ensure that we in this room promote what he has just said about nationhood. Very importantly, we know that the fabric must not tear. So that's all that is what binds us. Product of unity schools who must be able to tolerate one another and preach same to other people. Thank you very much, sir. So many notes I took, so many. Brilliant delivery, thank you. So we'll just take 3 questions. Oh, Nneoma, I need the mic to get to. Maybe we'll just. 3 questions, so we'll just count. Senior Sophia, I see a hand there. I see another one. One here, 4, and that's it. Start with Senior Sophia. So the questions are on now for you.
Professor Onyebuchi Chukwu, thank you very much for that brilliant delivery. I'm breaching protocol. I'm not following the law. Right now, mine is contribution. USOSANs in this hall, I hope all of us were listening or listened to that speech, to that brilliant delivery. Now is the time for you to think back. You need an exco that thinks policy, that works policy, and that will act policy. You need an exco that will put you on the national stage. You become the think tank. You become that strategic body to be referred to on the Nigerian project. You cannot afford to fail in your next election. You must have the best of the best lead you. You must have somebody who understands, who will take you to the next level. Kaduna AGM, I did say we need to be a pressure body. Now we need to combine that. When you are building a pressure body, it's exactly what he said. You must understand the policy. What is the Nigerian project? What gave birth to you? How did you come about? And where have we failed? You need an exco. You need a leadership. You need one who must control you. Forget about sentiments. Forget about who this is or who that is. You need that brilliance. You need that leadership quality. We cannot afford to fail. We have come in the last 8 years celebrating and all that. Now is the time to work. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senior Savior. Please. Thank you. The next person, please, if you're down there, you have to come forward so that we don't take the mic all the way. Your name, your school, then your question, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Udom Dianabasi, King's College, Lagos, 2013 set. Yeah, my question is very easy and simple. We have been having this plenary and AGM time and time again, but we need to go back to the state of our unity schools. Some of our unity schools are in a state of no return. They are in a state of no. Most of us here cannot be proud to go back to our unity school and say, this is the school I attended. The buildings are something else. Some of the unity schools don't have teachers. We need to look at the state of our unity schools. And also, USOSA as a body. How can we make sure that our decisions here are being instilled? That any decisions we take here, that the federal government will stand to it. Like for my own school, King's College, I use my set as an example. If we come up with any decision, the principal will stand with it. How can we make sure that any decision will come up here will be stood by those in authority? Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Udom Kerry. The next person, please.
My name is Mrs. Imetu from FGGC Bakuri, class of 86. Well, on the state of the schools, I want them to, you can check on Bakuri, we'll give you a hint on that. Then, but my point is this, we've been talking about politics and governance. My take is, USOSA, I must say, have laid a good precedent. But I want it to continue on that precedent. In that...
Sorry, please. Resources, please, can we respect the person that is on the floor by reducing the noise? We are USOSANs. As a brand that we have to project, and that's who we are. Please respect the person with the mic. Thank you.
Can we make it as the speaker, Mr. Chukwu has said, Dr. Chukwu has said. Oh, Professor Chukwu, please, pardon me. Professor Chukwu, I'm sorry for that. Yes. USOSA politics should be based on the school that you came out from, not on where you come from. Not from your state of origin, but definitely from the schools. We finished from FGGC Bakuri, and our logo is Bakuri for real. I don't know, but we're so much affiliated to Katsina State more than the state of origin where we come from, because that's the school that made us. And I'm proudly Bakurian. We will always go to Katsina State, irrespective of this security. That is what we are brought up. That was what efforts Publicity put in us. So I want USOSA to imbibe that. Let's put our basic on the schools we come from, not from your state of origin. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Your name, your school, and your question.
Good afternoon, distinguished USOSANs. My humble name is Rotarian Dr. Emedike Ikena. I was very much humbled by my Prof's presentation. My professor actually happened to also be my teacher far back in Federal Teaching Hospital, Abakaliki. Prof, I greet you, sir. So, starting on the already established protocol, my previous contributors have really made wonderful talks on this, but I would want to have my contribution as a solution-based approach. Previously, I feel when Prof was talking about where he represents Ebonyi State Abakaliki, I agree that he should actually be representing the Southwest as an alumnus of LGC Sokoto. That is, no, sorry, Northwest. Northwest. Because our alumni should be what we represent as members of USOSA. Moving forward, I was of the opinion that looking at the history of unity projects in the Nigerian project, we see that the British government.
The question, please.
Yes,
time,
the British government established the unity schools, and Yakubu Gowon established NYSC. So my question in USOSA being involved in the unity project and the Nigerian project is USOSA should actually look at enforcement through USOSA core. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The last person now, please. He came from there. He actually walked over to there. He was on this, he was here. He walked to that place. So he's representing this aisle. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. Great USOSANs. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask this question. Name and school, Dr. Ibrahim Salao, aerospace engineer from Federal Government College, Ironi, set of 78. During the professor's speech, he talked about our founding fathers. We know that our current constitution was in existence when the likes of Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Tafawa Balewa were very young. Who put our current constitution in place? Now everybody is talking about, should we have a brand new constitution, or should we continue to revise what we have right now? We know that our founding fathers did not put a hand in our current constitution. What is the opinion of the professor in terms of our current constitution? Do we continue to work on it, or do we have a brand Nigerian new constitution? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know some people still want to ask us about fellow USOSANs. We are really working with time, so I want to appeal to those of you who are unable to ask questions. Professor Chukwu is still here. You can engage him.
Yeah, thank you, my senior. Very good question. It's the values. It doesn't matter whether it's a French system, American system, or British system. It's the values that actually embodies what is Nigeria project is all about that will matter. Whatever we do, it must be a proper federal system. In a proper federal system, for instance, you cannot create a state, create local governments and put it in your constitution. That is not federalism. Allow the states to create their local governments. They understand themselves better. In a proper federal system, each state will have its own constitution, but it must not be in conflict with the federal constitution. It's not for all of us to decide the constitution of Sokoto State and as if it's Ebonyi State or as if it is Lagos State. No. Each place must be given that freedom to have their own constitution. That's what federalism is all about. Federalism is not about creating administrative units. Federalism is about ensuring effective governance, even at the grassroots. So I am not actually bothered about whether it's parliamentary or presidential. But in terms of cost, now that we are crying that we don't have money, truly, parliamentary system will be cheaper than the present presidential system. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And on that note, I would just like you to think, are we making progress or are we moving forward? Are we moving backward? It's something to think when you go home today. Together, USOSANs will contribute and rebuild this nation. Thank you very much. I would like to hand over to SG.
Thank you, Chioma, and thank you, everybody. Can we please clap for ourselves? Professor, we appreciate you again. Thank you so very much, sir, and everyone who has come to grace this occasion. USOSA, over the years, we had people who had supported, served the association, and we want to honor a few of them today. Time is fast spent, but we will just do this quickly so that we can wrap up and then start the AGM. Right, so we have 4 and the posthumous 1, 5. We'll do them briefly. Unfortunately, most of the awardees have engagements, but they have people who are here to represent them to pick up their awards. And these are people who have served at different capacities, starting mostly from their OSA, and also have served the associations, then USOSA over the years. And we duly really appreciate them. We have so many people we would honor, but we can't give everybody at this AGM. So we'll try and see if we can give some more as in further AGMs. So I'll hand over back to Chioma to... Right, before that, I would invite the PG, sir, to come up stage and help us. Head of Service, sir, would you come, please? Keynote speaker, sir. Prof. And
joining them will be our BOT member, Senior Safia Adamu.
Senior Oye, please come up as well. Right. Yes. All right. Over to you.
Thank you very much, SJ. The first recipient of this award is Aisha Muhammad Oyebode.
Aisha Mohammed Oyebode is a business leader, social sector expert, and a human rights activist with over 20 years development expertise, specializing in gender, youth, and inclusion. She is the CEO of Murtala Muhammad Foundation, an independent NGO advocating for democratic and social reforms on the African continent. She holds a PhD in law from SOAS University of London. She was called to the Nigerian bar in 1989 and is an associate member of Chartered Institute of Administrators. She graduated from Queen's College.
Thank you very much. I would now like to invite the representative of Aisha Muhammad Oyebode to please come forward for her award. Okay.
This is a USOSA Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Aisha Mohammed Oyebode. It's an award of excellence for your service to USOSA. This day, Saturday, 25th October 2025, From all of us in USOSA, congratulations.
Thank you, Madam Aisha Mohammed Oyebode, former BOT member, BOT chairman of USOSA. Thank you for all your contribution. The next recipient of this award is Joseph Olusukomi Tegbe.
Joseph Olasukomi Tegbe is a visionary strategist with over 35 years of leadership across the public and private sectors in Africa and beyond. A proud son of Oyo State, he led alumni bodies including Federal Government College Ogbomoso, Old Students Association, and USOSA, co-developing Nigeria's education roadmap approved by the FEC in 2011. He is currently Director General of the Nigeria-China Strategic Partnership, NCSP, driving economic cooperation and sustainable growth. He is a graduate of Federal Government College, Ogbomoso. Please let's welcome his representative.
Thank you. We will now call on Sir Francis Obi to take the award on his behalf. Oh. Global President, FGC Ogbomoso. Please let's celebrate Joseph Olasukomi Tegbe.
This is a Lifetime Achievement Award by USOSA to Joseph Tegbe. Award Excellence for his service to USOSA. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. The next recipient is Dr. Muhammad Nasser Issa Wasagu.
Dr. Muhammad Nasser Issa Wasagu is an accomplished biochemist, researcher, and consultant recognized for his impact in molecular biology and higher education. Dr. Wasagu is widely respected for his leadership in research, mentorship of young scientists, and commitment to advancing science-driven national development. He is currently the Director General of the Nigeria-China Strategic Partnership, NCSP, driving economic cooperation and sustainable growth. He is a graduate of the Federal Government College, Kano. Please welcome Dr. Mohammed Nasser Issa Wasagu.
Thank you, who I had the honor of serving with him as an assistant secretary. Thank you very much. We'll now call on representative from FGC Kano to take the award now.
Fellow USOSAs, I have the honor and privilege to present this award of excellence to my junior brother, Malan Nasir Issa Wasagu, who was my junior in the primary school, Capital School Sokoto, and also my junior in the Federal Government College, Kano. Wow. We are proud of you, and we urge you to keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next recipient is from Babangida Omar Tuko.
Pharmacist Babangida Omar Tuko is a member of the 1978 set of Federal Government College, Maiduguri. He was the school captain and graduated of Pharmacy ABU Zaria in 1982. He is a founding member and member Constitution Drafting Committee of USOSA. He is a representative of USOSA along with our first PG, Mr. Albert Okumagba of blessed memory, on the Presidential Committee for the Implementation of PPP in Unity Schools in the year 2006. Pharmacist Babangida Omar Tuko is a businessman who resigned from service from the former Gongola state in 1985 to date. He is married with 11 children with 3 adopted. Please welcome pharmacist Babangida Omar Tuko.
Thank you. We'll have the representative now of Babangida Omar Tuko.
Fellow USOSANs, it's my pleasure to present on behalf of USOSA and everything that we stand for, Pro-Unitati, to Mr. Babangida Tukur for his a lifetime achievement and contribution to USOSA. Thank you.
Thank you, Fam Babangida Omar Toko. And now to the last award of the day. Sir Davis Okaribu, late Sir Davis Okaribu.
This is a posthumous award for late Sir Davis Okaribu. He was a seasoned strategist and a director of planning, research, and statistics at NDDC. He was known for his data-driven leadership, and he played a key role in driving sustainable development across the Niger Delta. Rising from the ranks, he led major initiatives in planning, budgeting, and stakeholder engagement. Before NDDC, he held leadership roles at Geomarine Systems, and Davis was deeply committed to innovation, growth, and impact. Late Davis Okaribu graduated from the Federal Government College, Odogbolu.
I will now call on the deputy leader, USOSAN's resident in Port Harcourt, and a representative of FGC Odogbolu as well. All right, coming to take the award on his behalf is an advisory member of USOSAN's resident in Port Harcourt, Mr. Abel Imonigawe of FGC Maiduguri. Thank you, sir.
On behalf of USOSA, we are humbled but proud at the same time to present this Lifetime Achievement Award to Davis Okaribu. It's a posthumous award, but I still sense that is very much here with us. I remember last time we had a meeting here, visible, not only within what he did for USOSA, but under the wider platform of the NDDC. I'm sure his legacy will be sustained, not only among USOSA, but for the wider community. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank you, sir. And we'll just keep you a bit, PG. The rest can leave. We'll keep the PG here for a bit. Thank you so much, seniors. Can we clap for them, please, as they go back?
And to something that has become a tradition whenever we gather as USOSANs. We recognize the oldest USOSAN in the room and the youngest USOSAN in the room. So if you are a USOSAN in the room and you think you're the oldest USOSAN here, please step forward and meet the PG. By year of graduation, pre-colonial living ancestors. Oh, 75 sets, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77. Yeah. All 1977, please come forward, come forward. Come forward. USOSANs, please, a round of applause for the living ancestors, living legends that are in the room. I see Senior Ayo Joseph, FGC Lauren, I see Senior Inia Babio. I see Senior Inia Babio of FGC Kaduna. I see Senior Abel, FGC Meduguri. Very senior citizens. I see Senior A.T. Lawal of FGC Meduguri. Please, let's celebrate them, USOSANs. They are our living legends. Please. Okay, let's do the hand. Thank you very much. Okay, he just joined, please. No female living. Oh, the females are all Gen Zs. That's how we roll. No, we said oldest set. Now, I would not like to. Yes, Timmy, I didn't know you joined them. So the ladies in the room has asked, PG, with your permission, can I bring on board the oldest females of class of 1978? And female 1978. Celebrate her, USOSANs. All the ladies in the room, let's celebrate her, please. Keep clapping while she makes her way. FGGC Benin. Fellow USOSANs, allow me to bring on board their great-granddaughter, great-grandson, the youngest person in this room, please. 2025? Yes, 2025. Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, good boy. It's not me, take it easy. Catch some cruise, my cheese. You spoke on for days. Come on for the body, no the breathe. Put on your shoe, make it stand that things. All your sorrow, make it dance them free. If you know be la.
Thank you very much. PG, once again, I need to approach you. The men have protested that there has to be a youngest man in the room to come. What school? FGGC Bida, celebrate your own. Onyebuchi, thank you. Thank you. So is there 2025 mail? They're not here, they didn't come. So we take our own. Did they come? The women, we have it. So, mail 2024, 2023. I said it, they are not around, PG.
USOSANs, we always take the opportunity. We're Africans, we must show respect to our seniors, irrespective of who we are. So here you have in front of you distinguished Nigerians in a country where life expectancy for male is 54. All of them here are above 60. All right, so we're proud that they are still alive and strong. It's sad we've lost Davis, but we have also with us the Gen Z, okay, and from FGC Beta, and we have inducted her already into USOSA, and we're hoping you will spend and come for our meetings going forward, and you have a great set of Nigerians to learn from. You know, great set of Nigerians who will mentor you, who will coach you, and put you through. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the ESCO, and all of us, I would like to congratulate the elders in the room. We continue to count on you for guidance, for support, and all of you were leading figures, foundation members of USOSA, and I know you've been gotten awards over time. So thank you for your presence, thank you for your support, and God bless you all. Thank
you very much. USOSANs keep celebrating them as they make their way to their seats. Thank you. Thank you for setting the pace for us to follow. Just before we call for the vote of thanks for this session, I'd like to recognize the presence of Senior Urena, FGGC Owerri Global President. FGGC Owerri, please celebrate your own. Thank you very much, ma'am. I would also like to recognize the presence of one of our BOT members, Senior Chuma Anosike, King's College. Please let's celebrate him.
All right, thank you. All right, just before we take the vote of thanks, we want to thank and appreciate everybody. Things keeps getting better for us. At today's AGM, we had plenary. We had 57 different schools being represented in our midst, and I think it's worthy that we'll give ourselves recognition on that. I think it's the largest in recent times we've had. 57 different schools are represented in our midst here. And just to also appreciate two very special schools. They pulled out the largest amounts of people here. Again, thank you, FGGC Bida. Closely followed by FGGC Bakori. Thank you. Is Mr. Rapture with here? Ndubisi Rapture, are you here?
Thank you very much. To bring this session to a close, I would now like to invite the Vice President General of USOSA, Barrister Chinedu Amure, to take the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Chioma. The President General, Unity Schools All Students Association, Michael Magaji, and the ESCO, together with the NEC, the BOT chairperson, Uyakpata, and members of the BOT, our keynote speaker, Professor Onyebuchi Chukwu, Head of Service Zamfara State and his entourage, all global presidents here present, past President Generals here present. I recognize especially the immediate past President General, Lawrence Wilbert, all USOSANs, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This is going to be more like a goodwill message together with a vote of thanks. I'm sure we'll all agree that we have had a very robust and engaging session. As USOSANs, our keynote speaker has reawakened us, just in case we were not aware of our role, very uniquely positioned in Nigeria. We know we are the ones uniquely positioned to put Nigeria where it should be. On that note, I will start by saying a big congratulations to the PG, Michael Magaji, and members of USOSA on the successful hosting of the 46th Plenary and AGM, themed Politics and Governance, USOSA's role in the Nigeria project. This year's theme is very timely and profoundly relevant. At a critical moment in our nation's history, there is an urgent need for credible leadership, inclusive governance, and national unity. USOSA, with its rich legacy of fostering unity and excellence across Nigeria, is uniquely positioned to contribute meaningfully to the national discourse. And as USOSANs, our voices and indeed our values cannot be ignored. Therefore, our engagement in shaping Nigeria is not just necessary, but very commendable. As Vice President General, I'm proud of the work we have done together, from advocacy to alumni engagement, and I trust that this plenary has already strengthened networks and ignited fresh ideas towards a more inclusive and prosperous Nigeria. On this note, I would like to thank our very special guests and all USOSANs for making our time to attend this 46th plenary and contribute to the discourse on USOSA's role in the Nigeria project. Here is wishing us all a safe return to our various destinations. And for those of us coming to the dinner this evening, see us all there. Please, let's be punctual. The dinner starts at 6 p.m. Thank you very much. God bless USOSA. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much, the Vice President General of USOSA. It's been an amazing session. Thank you, everyone that has stayed up to this point. There's still work to do in front. So we'll take a break for 30 minutes. Please maximize these 30 minutes. Meet someone new, take a picture, share on, tag us, USOSA Online too for Instagram. Please, once again, I would like to appeal to all of us to bring out our phones, go to YouTube, and subscribe. Unity Schools All Students Association. Please, can we do that now before we leave? Open your YouTube Unity Schools, All Students Association, please subscribe. If you're on Facebook, follow us on Pro Unitate and Instagram, USOSA Online too. Thank you, everybody. And in 30 minutes, the AGM starts and the BOT elections. See you then. DJ, can we dance?